God will meet all your needs. Greetings to you all in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Let us learn some new words before we get into the lesson. Oscillation. O-S-C-I-L-L-A-T-I-O-N. Oscillation. Pendulum. P-E-N-D-U-L-U-M. Pendulum. Frequency. F-R-E-Q-U-E-N-C-Y. Frequency. Amplitude. A-M-P-L-I-T-U-D-E. Amplitude. Inextensible. I-N-E-X-T-E-N-S-I-B-L-E. Last video we have learned about motion. And what is motion? When an object moves, it is considered to be in motion. And also we learned about the types of motion: rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion, translatory motion, circulatory motion, oscillatory motion, and periodic motion. So we have learned the different types of motion, and today in this class we are going to learn about simple pendulum. Simple pendulum. A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass known as bob suspended from a rigid support by a massless and an inextensible string. An inextensible string means no matter how much you pull on it, it won't extend. When the bob is taken to one side and released, it starts moving to and fro. During motion, there are two positions where the bob stops and changes its direction. These positions are called extreme positions of the pendulum. Let's denote them by A and B. There is a moderate position between the two extreme positions. It is called the mean position of the pendulum. Let's denote it by O. When the bob is at rest, it is at its mean position, that is O. The motion of the bob, that is the motion of the simple pendulum, repeats itself after certain time. Such motion are said to be periodic or oscillatory motion. The bob completes one oscillation when it moves from mean position, goes to one of the extreme position, and then to the other extreme position and return to its mean position again. The time taken by the bob to complete one oscillation is called the time period of the pendulum. We measure the time period by measuring the time required to complete an oscillation from the extreme position. It is difficult to measure the time period in one go. Here's a method to measure the time period of the pendulum. Mark the mean position of the bob on the floor. Take a clock to measure time, preferably a stopwatch. Keeping the string to the mean position and bring it to one side. Now release the bob and at the same time start the stopwatch. Go on counting the oscillations. Stop the stopwatch as soon as the pendulum completes 20th oscillation. Make a table and enter the time taken to complete 20 oscillation. Take few readings performing similar activities and note down all the readings. For each reading, calculate the time period of the pendulum by dividing time by number of oscillation, that is 20. Is the time period nearly same in all cases? Yes. You will find that the time period is same in all cases. Next, amplitude. The maximum displacement from the mean position is called amplitude. And it is represented by the letter A, and it is measured by the unit meter. Oscillation. The motion of the mass from its extreme position A to C and back to A is called an oscillation. Otherwise, The bob completes one oscillation when it swings from O to B, then to A and returns to O. So this is called oscillation. Next we are going to learn about frequency. Frequency is the number of oscillation per second. That is F is equal to N by T. Now let us learn the factors that affect the time period of a simple pendulum. The only things that affect the period of a simple pendulum are its length and the acceleration due to gravity. The period is completely independent of other factors such as mass, material of the bob and the size of the bob. Now let us see how the time period of a simple pendulum depends on the length of the pendulum. Let us calculate the time period for the given pendulum. Here we have a pendulum and a stop clock. Now we will count the time for 10 oscillations. Swing the bob to one side and leave it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Oscillation is the motion that repeats regularly. So it took 30 seconds to complete 10 oscillations. So the time period for the pendulum is 1.3 seconds per oscillation. Now we have shortened the length of the pendulum. We will see the effect on the time period. Let's swing the pendulum and start the stop clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now it took 8.5 seconds to complete 10 oscillations. So from this activity we understood that if the length of the pendulum increases, the time period also increases, and if the length of the pendulum decreases, the time period also decreases. Now the time period of a simple pendulum depends upon the acceleration due to gravity. If the acceleration due to gravity increases, the time period decreases and vice versa. Now let us learn about seconds pendulum. A seconds pendulum is a pendulum whose time period is precisely 2 seconds. 1 second for a swing in one direction and another second is for the another direction. And here the length of the pendulum in seconds pendulum should be 1 meter and the time taken should be 2 seconds. So in today's class we have learned about simple pendulum, oscillation, amplitude, time period and also frequency. Let us have a look at the points to remember in this lesson. Motion. Motion is a change in position with respect to a set of stationary landmarks. Whenever we see an object is in movement, then we say the object is in motion. Types of motion. Types of motion are translatory, rotatory and oscillatory. A body is said to be in translatory motion if the whole body moves through the same distance in the same interval of time. And a body is said to be in rotatory motion if it moves about a fixed point without changing the radius of its motion. We can say fan as an example. A body is said to be in oscillatory motion if it moves to and fro about its mean position. And a simple pendulum is a good example for this, what we have learned today. The next one is we are going to learn about the next type of motion, that is vibratory motion. A body is said to be in vibratory motion if the body moves to and fro in a particular style. We can give the string of an instrument as an example for this. An oscillation of pendulum is one complete to and fro motion. An oscillation is nothing but to and fro motion. The maximum displacement on either side of a mean position is called amplitude. An amplitude is the maximum displacement on either side of a mean position. A motion which repeats itself at regular interval of time is called periodic motion. A physical quantity which has only magnitude and no direction is called a scalar quantity. A physical quantity which has magnitude as well as direction is called a vector quantity. Speed is the distance travelled per unit time. It is a scalar quantity. Children, with this we have completed the second lesson, motion. Thank you.